Let's look at what digital certificates are, how they're created, and their role in ensuring secure communications online. A digital certificate is a digital document that associates a public key with an individual or organization. This certificate follows the X509 standard, which is globally recognized. It's often referred to as an X509 certificate. To create a digital certificate, there are 6 key steps. Generating a public-private key pair, creating a certificate signing request or CSR, submitting the CSR to a certificate authority, having the CA validate the request, issuing the certificate, and finally distributing it. In the first step, the individual or organization, let's say Alice, generates a public-private key pair. The private key is kept secure while the public key is made available. This key pair is essential for encryption and secure communication. The next step is for Alice to create a certificate signing request, or CSR. This request includes her public key and identifying information like her name or email address. The CSR acts as a request to a certificate authority, asking them to issue a digital certificate. Once the CSR is ready, Alice submits it to a certificate authority, or CA. This could be a third-party CA trusted worldwide, or an internal CA managed by an organization for their internal use. The CA is responsible for validating the CSR. After receiving the CSR, the CA validates the identity of Alice. They might ask for additional documents or proof to ensure that the public key truly belongs to her. This step is crucial to prevent fraud and maintain trust in the certificate. Once Alice's identity is verified, the CA signs the CSR with its own private key. This process endorses Alice's public key, and the signed digital certificate is returned to her. The certificate now contains her public key, her identifying information, and the CA's signature for authenticity. At this point, Alice can distribute her digital certificate to others. This allows her to prove her identity and securely communicate with people or systems that trust the CA that issued the certificate. Digital certificates work through public trust. When someone receives Alice's certificate, they can verify that her public key truly belongs to her and that it hasn't been tampered with. The CA signature on the certificate assures its authenticity. Certificate authorities, or CAs, are trusted organizations that issue digital certificates. There are third-party CAs like DigiCert that are trusted globally, and private CAs used by organizations for internal purposes. The CA is responsible for validating the identity of the requester. If a private key is compromised, the associated certificate must be revoked. There are 2 main methods of revocation. The Certificate Revocation List, CRL, which is a list maintained by the CA, and the Online Certificate Status Protocol, OCSP, which allows for real-time verification. To address the strain on OCSP servers, we have something called certificate stapling. In this method, the server contacts the OCSP server, gets a signed response, and staples this response to the certificate. This reduces the load on OCSP servers and speeds up validation for users. There are several types of certificates, including root certificates, which are at the core of the trust chain, and wildcard certificates, which can match multiple subdomains. Certificates can also be validated at different levels, from domain validation to organizational validation.